What is up, fellow sickos? I am Dan Favale coming at you with the certified fantabulous Mr. Grant Hughes. The trade deadline primers keep rolling and getting ruined, and so we are here to rectify two of them. Jimmy Butler got injured for the Warriors after we recorded our trade deadline primer, and then Giannis got injured after, and he said he was going to miss 4 to 6 weeks after that podcast for the Bucks was already like the night of. I had just scheduled to edit it. It came out. A lot of the stuff that Brian Toporek and I talked about we talk about Giannis' future. So all that stuff still pertains, but we're going to provide some updated looks at these two teams. And then from the national perspective, it'll be stat padding. Everyone's favorite segment, stat pad. This is also the second podcast of the day we're releasing. So shout out to us. Rate, review, subscribe, join our Discord, links in the podcast and YouTube description. Grant, how are you? How are your calves? How's your ACL?
I was going to say, I asked to stay in the game after I blew my calf out. And unlike Doc Rivers, you said, okay, let's go. You can stay in there. So I'm here to pod. The Giannis thing is like what you joke about when you finish recording. You're like, okay, yeah, now watch Giannis blow out his calf, right? And they're like, ha, ha, ha. And then there it went. Yeah.
That's why we're not laughing at the Giannis injuries.
No. It's just like, of course the only thing that could have wrecked it more is if he just actually gotten traded, which maybe we'll talk about how that affects the likelihood of that potential.
Yeah, I'm interested to get your thoughts because a lot of people now think it's more likely, which is curious to me, but I think we're going to begin with the Golden State Warriors, and I'll give a brief refresher on their trade deadline vitals. They are $265,000 beneath the second apron, which they are hard capped at. $19.2 million into the tax. They cannot take back more money than they receive. They can trade first-round picks 2026, 2028, and 2032 outright. They can trade 2030 so long as it's protected for the bottom 10 picks. So it's effectively more valuable the way they could trade it. No second round picks to trade. Notable trade exceptions. That sweet Kyle Anderson deal. They still have that $8.8 million burning a hole in their pocket. But the topic du jour, Grant, how does their trade deadline approach? We're going to get into some bigger picture stuff, but the Jimmy Butler injury is catastrophic. The Warriors were rolling at that point. I had at least started to wonder. We talked a lot about how good does the player they need to acquire have to be for them to be contenders. I had started bandying about the idea in my head that, maybe like a role player or two, like this could work out. But what happens now?
Unfortunately for, hot takiness, I think not much changes. Part of that is because I was less convinced than maybe you sound like you were that the run of play they were on just leading up to Butler's injury indicated some higher ceiling. Like that didn't really change my opinion of them. We talked about the Knicks on another episode recently, and you I think correctly said like they just don't have it. That was my sense of the Warriors from fairly early this season, is like it's just they're not athletic enough, they're too old, they just don't have enough shot creation, on and on and on. And the level of player I thought that they might be able to get using Jonathan Kuminga just wasn't going to be good enough to change, to put them in a different tier of team, which is to say, like, I don't know, guaranteed top 6, let alone top 4 in the conference. I just didn't think that was going to happen. It sounds like they are not willing to trade Butler in a bigger deal now that he's kind of just, a supersized version of what DeAnthony Melton was last year when he tore his ACL and they traded him. That doesn't seem like something they're going to do. And so the trade chip is still Kuminga, and the uncertainty is still Kuminga, who also, by the way, is now hurt. That's kind of lower down the list, but that's also relevant. He's got a knee and an ankle, and it's just like I would be shocked if he played again before the deadline. So that's not that different because he will continue to not play after scoring effectively in like 30 minutes across 2 games. So it doesn't, I don't know what do you do. It sounds like you think or are more open to the idea that Butler's injury will change their behavior. I don't know that it does to me because the options are kind of what they were. Maybe the payoff is less because now you're saying we're not adding this player to Butler. We're just like replacing Butler.
So I guess I'm coming at it from, I think it's I guess I was more open-minded about them making a bigger swing
Okay.
beforehand, and the starker
Yeah.
change will be, well, they're definitely, because you can't justify doing that now, right?
Well,
To
you
take
you
like
could
any
if you were willing to trade Butler. You could that would be the way to do
Ooh.
it. If you use Butler's giant salary, which just 54 with 50 just under 57 million next year, and you attach those 3 picks, and maybe you're in the sweepstakes for whoever the biggest name is that's available.
So you don't think you don't, because you said that they're not planning on you, which I get, like using Butler, but we don't. How when does he come back next year? Is he back by Christmas?
I'm not saying that that's the right call. Because I think what you're alluding to is something I agree with. Is like he's 36 now. Like so you're going to go a year. He'll be 37, and he's coming off an ACL, and you got him for half of next year, maybe.
And what's the strain you're putting on Steph in the meantime to stay relevant?
So to me, I would be very open to trading him, because I don't think you're getting anything close to even this year's version of Jimmy Butler back. Like, who's been good? I think his impact has been overstated. Like, I think he's been like sub all-star. Really? I think he's been a sub all-star this year. He was way better leading up to getting hurt. There were stretches this year where sometimes I think he's a really good player, but it's just, I don't want to overstate it. The point is, the guy you get back next year, if you hold on to him, which it sounds like they're going to do, is just like, how can you possibly count on that player being good enough to be a number 2 on whatever kind of contender you want to be? It's just like, he wasn't this year.
Do you also think, though, that could part of the calculus be his salary is more valuable over the offseason when it is expiring, when teams have more flexibility? Because right now it's, if you move Jimmy Butler, what we're talking about, a Giannis deal, he's injured right now, right. Or is it LeBron decides that, hey, Genie hates me and resents the fact that I saved the franchise, and he wants to come to Golden State, and so by that point, if the Lakers are saying, well, yeah, we don't need cap space this summer, we'll either evaluate Jimmy Butler leading into free agency, and we'll prioritize 2027 flexibility. So I just don't. It's also like, what is the deal? Like, it's just the thing. Jimmy Butler for Anthony Davis is just, I don't get that. Not that I don't get it at all, but it's all right, cool. So we're going to trade. Jimmy Butler might not play again until next Christmas. So we'll just get the person under contract for longer who also might not play again until next Christmas.
Honestly, you mentioned it. I would trade Butler for Anthony Davis, because I don't think you're re-signing Jimmy Butler after next year, right? Like, you want him for age 38 and 39 at the numbers he's going to like.
They got Al Horford at the age of 39.
It's gone great. But they're not going to do. All the messaging has been they're not going to trade Jimmy Butler, because they think that when he's back next year, they I don't know, maybe that is just posturing, and they will trade him over the offseason. You may be right that it's like, however sincere or insincere they are about Butler next year, the fact is he will be easier to trade over the summer than he is right now, and that's why you're projecting that you will not do that, because maybe that ups his value. I don't know. There's no upside to being like, yeah, we're open on Jimmy Butler offers. Well, what do you got? Like that doesn't serve anybody. So that could be I just don't. It doesn't sound like they're going to trade him, and maybe there's no like actual belief in him attached to that. It's just, why would we do that now? That's stupid. No, there's no value in it.
And also, on the off chance if he comes back next year and is the same player, that's a pretty big midseason addition if you don't make any other major changes, I suppose. But yeah, well, then this, I think, leads into what happens with Jonathan Kuminga now, not only factoring in Jimmy Butler's injury, but Kuminga's own injury. And it's, is he more important to them post Butler injury, or to you, does this just not change at all?
I don't think it changes. I think if there's any change, it's that the league saw, I may be getting it wrong by a little bit, but basically 30 minutes over a couple games where Kuminga got back into the rotation and scored like 29 or 30 points on good efficiency, and flashed like some of the better quick decision making. Did some of the stuff that everybody,
like he did at the beginning of the season. Remember when
everyone wants him to do all the time?
Are they going to keep him? Should they keep him?
he gets you. That's how he gets you, Dan. Don't fall victim to it.
Honestly, that was the first time he got me. I don't know if I was recording with you or it was someone else. I was like, no, I could see them actively wanting to keep it. He got me.
He's gonna get you. It's a win. He's always gonna get you at some point. That is the thing with him. if there's a team out there that saw that and is like, that ankle and knee thing that he had that's like a week long thing. That's not a big issue. Yeah. Let's do it. That would change it. Cause right now all you've heard is that there's not a great positive value offer out there for him.
Well, what did Mike Dunleavy say? Would you care to quote?
What is it like? I'm aware of the demand. I'm aware of that, but there has to be demand, which is just like pretty spectacular. So as far as the Warriors side of it, there's that 30 minutes of effective scoring. That means nothing to them because they've seen 50. They've seen 50 of those over his career. And you
don't think Joe Lacob got a bottle of lotion and some Kleenex? And
the thing is, Joe Lacob, this is how you know it's over. Is all the reporting is that Joe Lacob is kind of out too now. Like even he
took him half a decade.
Even he is like, all right, guys, you know what, Steve, everyone else, you're right. You're right. You may not have it. So I don't think his play encouraged the Warriors that like, oh, maybe, you know what? Maybe next year, like we got that team option, maybe we'll keep him and he'll do that, for the first 30 games of next season. Cause you're just
until Butler gets back.
All you're doing is saying, right? It seems ridiculous. Cause it's like, that's what they thought coming into this year. They went through this whole stalemate. They're like, we're going to play him. He's going to be an entrenched starter and it'll up his value. It's a win-win. It'll up his value or he'll play great and make us good. And nothing of the sort happened. And to go into next year thinking that the same thing is on the table is like, it is the definition of insanity, right? It's the same situation because he is effectively an expiring contract now because of the team option. Same situation next year. Why? He'll only be madder because he's still there. Everything you read is that he's still the Anthony Slater. I think it's like, was it antagonism or I can't remember the word, but it's animosity. I think maybe it was towards the team persists. So it's just like, it's untenable. He cannot be on the team next year. So you either trade him for the just terrible return you were going to, or you let him walk. Like that's, I don't think anything. Very, very long answer because you've got me animated about the Warriors. I don't think this changes anything. I really neither injury. I don't think it moves the needle.
So, but then what do they do at the deadline? Like, do they sell? Like, is it Jonathan? Like, if we get seconds for Jonathan Kuminga, we're not trying to get a player that helps us anymore. Are you still obligated to buy because of Steph and Draymond?
You've got the perfect cover to not buy in the Butler injury. Cause I think you've heard some of the comments from Steph of just like, as long as I'm out there, I'll believe we can compete. But with wrapped around that is like just despair, like everybody understands what the loss of Butler means to this team. So I do think you have cover to say, Steph, like, yeah, we want to, do right by you or whatever other buzzwords you want to use. But it's like, even you have got to understand, like, we can't replace this guy. And like, we weren't even that good with him, like in a contending sense, they were going to win 40 something games, but like you can't justify another go for it type of move, even if you could execute one, which I don't think you can, does that make sense? Like,
yeah, no, I'm with you there, but it does kind of throw. Well, I'm trying to think of because you said, but you would still make a Jimmy Butler for Anthony Davis trade this season then, though.
Just because I think you're getting nothing from Butler going forward.
But probably because he's not playing would be
right. And when he comes back, like Davis,
here's the trade. Here's the trade. It's Jimmy Butler and Al Horford for Karl Anthony Towns.
We just did the Knicks recording, so.
That won't be live yet. Spoilers. Now people are going to know
being untradeable. Spoiler. We're going to talk about how Cat's untradeable. Let's see. No, I don't. I don't want those. That
extra year of a player who's actually going to be on the court this season and next season.
Don't want
you,
it.
Sir, Don. You are Mike Brown pilled. He has polluted. Your thoughts on disgusting.
I don't like the Cat Draymond. Actually, on the court, the Cat Draymond pairing kind of makes sense, but they would I was gonna say
What
they
would
would
be
kill each
funnier,
other.
Cat,
One would kill the other. It's
Cat
pretty
or
clear who.
Draymond on the same team, or Dylan Brooks and LeBron on the same team? What would you rather
I
see?
think Cat and Draymond.
Yeah, same. I mean, it's Draymond, so the answer has to be.
I mean, he's punched a dude like that he liked at one point. I don't know if he's
Dylan
ever like
Brooks called LeBron a bear once or something. So just like, yeah, it's not on the same level.
Dylan Brooks pokes.
Draymond
And punches.
Wear sunglasses inside.
Don't
also
support it. We know my clear stance on that. I've been very consistent.
So, then I have to ask this question. Is it just over? Like, is this is the era over? This was just sort of a new era with Jimmy Butler, but there was still I don't know, was it faux hope? Was it the illusion of hope? But this team felt like it still could have done something, and the assets haven't changed. And you could look at it and say, well, if they were going to go after Giannis, again, who's hurt as we're recording this, they were going to need to give up Jimmy Butler anyway. So what does this actually change? But doesn't this sort of just feel to me like the nail in the coffin of Jimmy Butler at least gave them lightning in a bottle potential of not similar to what they did with that 2022 title, but it was lightning. Like, could they win a playoff series? Could they win two? Like, could they make that's effectively just gone. And with it, it's how can you envision them even getting back to lightning in a bottle potential next season?
I mean, you want to resist this thing is over talk because it's just easy to say that. I guess
Grant, do you know how long I had to think about that take for?
No, I get it. Like the question, maybe the counter question is like, how long did you want this to go? Like, how long did you expect this to last? Because I think everybody thought the 2022 title was sort of the most improbable one. And it's like, man, I can't believe they got that one. And then they were pretty good. They won a playoff series, right? That was the Kings series that they won the following year. They won a playoff series last year.
Ooh, Jimmy Butler for Domantas Sabonis. Could I interest you in
that? You can't overstate the Kings' preference for former Warrior assets. So possible. I mean, realistically, like coming into this year, wasn't the take that this team has it's got the puncher's chance. It's the highest level they can play at. I think I made this case. The highest level they can play at is going to be competitive with everybody. It's just not realistic to believe a team whose core is this old can hit that level often enough or sustain it through June such that they could really contend. So I think in some ways is it over is just like a little degradation of like, yeah, it was over as a title contender before the season started. Like serious title contender. That wasn't realistic to begin with. And now it's just like, I don't think they can win a playoff series. So like, how different is that really from their
That's a big difference because I think it's the difference between they had the ability to be relevant and aren't they verging on irrelevant now? Steph is incredible,
go ahead.
I'm saying Steph is incredible, but like without Jimmy Butler, I'm assuming the non-Steph minutes are going to be an absolute, like a mukbang of shittiness is what that's going to be like. Is that? So now you're going to either have to rely on Steph, but also your offense feels your defense changes because you still have D'Anthony Melton. You now have to ask yourself if you wanted to make a bigger move. Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody are now your only. I know Will Richard is there, but like, can we afford to give up a wing? So how is this team? What's the path? I don't mean to say that Jonathan Kuminga is a factor in driving them continuing to be good, and I'm also not saying they're about to be the Kings, but they have no chance of doing anything even semi-relevant. At this point, they might still make the play-in, just be okay, cool, but they're not. So that's what's over to me is that and I'm not saying they should, by the way, make some type of move. If you're getting rid of Jimmy Butler and you are bringing back AD or it's someone else, you have a discussion about it. But if they've now decided, I know Dunleavy said if we're going to give up assets, it has to be for like a special type player.
Right.
Jimmy Butler gave you a margin for error. The margin for error, it's not even that the margin for error doesn't exist anymore. It's that the floor has almost come out from underneath you.
Yeah, I guess to me, I don't see a huge amount of difference between a team that if everything goes right, could win a playoff series, and one that like probably is going to finish 10th, 8th, ninth, whatever in the conference. I guess maybe I'm wrong in that, and maybe you're right that like at least from the perspective of like we're still giving Steph like relevant basketball to play. I guess that's different if you think you can win a playoff series, or at least like with Butler, you could the team could talk itself into we got, if we're healthy, we like our chances, like that kind of talk. And now it's just you aren't healthy, and so there's no construction of the current roster that is a threat to win that anyone will take seriously as like a playoff series winner, I don't think. So I guess that's a little different. I guess maybe I'm just coming from the perspective of like, can the team win a title or not? And they couldn't, and they still can't.
I guess then in your view then though, it at least functionally changes that they might have been open to making some type of swing on the trade market to see if that team that you're saying they weren't, if that type of product was still accessible to them, and now they have no way of accessing it, so why even make that type of, so but my point then is, and I'm not actually denigrating the Warriors for this. I think that there have been things they've done or haven't done that I disagree with, where I think some people give them a pass on moves that where they're just like, oh, they tried to get Larry Markkinen and Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby, and you clearly didn't try hard enough with Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby based off what those packages ended up going for. My point more so is this isn't to denigrate the Warriors, is what are we doing here now then? To me, that's a big difference where it felt like there was actual purpose to this season, regardless of how low the ceiling might have ultimately been. And now it's just, what is that? Maybe it's saying the floor came out beneath them was probably the wrong way of putting it, but they've lost the minutes that Steph has played without Jimmy Butler this year. So I don't know. I guess it bums me out more. It seems like you were more prepared for the end of this than I was, because it just bums me out, because it kind of seems like the last chance we had of seeing Steph or this team recapture any semblance of that lightning in a bottle of magic. Yes, other moves needed to happen, but now it doesn't fucking matter. What is there is no, we were at least able to debate, well, what could be the move? What is the move? Now, no such move exists.
Yeah. And I think that sucks from like an analytical perspective, because you want to, okay, what if they did this or what if they did that? I really firmly believe there's not a move to be made that gets them back to where they want to be. And then it's like, okay, so what do we talk about? And it's the sad reality is like, I think, maybe Steve Kerr is done after this year. Maybe they all get together and they agree that we'll go through the end of Steph and Draymond's contracts, which is after next year. And that's it. And we do the best we can without sabotaging the future, which Dunleavy telegraphed, and try to be relevant next year. And that's kind of it. And, that to me, like, so that's one thing. The other thing is like, I'm trying to, how to phrase this. Like, I've been emotionally hedging that like this is over for a while, and I was wrong, because I didn't think the 22 title was going to happen.
Found money for sure.
Found money. And I think my perception of the team has always been colored by like, I saw what a contending Warriors team looks like, and it was like very, very different than anything they've had recently. Like,
it had Jordan Poole. Yeah,
it's just like the 14-15 team, and then on through the 2018-19 team is just like, that's what it takes. Like, holy shit, we're miles from that, and like even the 22 team was like, it was shocking that they won it. And, there were signs, but it was just like, Andrew Wiggins is our third best player. Like, and Jordan Poole's doing this, like lightning in a bottle. So like, I've always measured them against like the version I saw that was like, that's a championship team. And it's like, it's never, so like with that as your baseline, I think in a roundabout way, that's always why I've been like, well, I don't think they should make that move, because that's not going to get them back to that level, and you've always been smarter about saying like, yeah, but it makes them better. And like, doesn't better count for something, and I'm always kind of like, well, but it's not great, so who cares?
And I think that's what I'm struggling with the most, is now it all just feels meaningless, to where I could still enjoy Steph. But like, that's what you just laid out, where they decide to go through everyone's contracts. Now, doesn't it feel, this is probably an overstatement, is it less likely that Steph only ever wears the Warriors jersey because of something like this? Isn't that more possible because of it?
That's the thing, is like how there haven't been a lot of like Steph-like situations, but like it's so rare for it to end how you want it to. Hakeem Olajuwon goes to the Raptors, you know, like Patrick Ewing plays for the Sonics, like
the Magic.
The Magic, was it the Sonics or both? Right,
both. Yeah, he got traded to the Sonics.
That's right. You don't get and like even like I don't know, like the Mavericks weren't contending in Dirk's last year. And like the Spurs, I mean, maybe Duncan is the best you can do, but like these don't end the story. You know, it's fine to like plan for the storybook ending. The one team, it's maybe likelier that he plays somewhere else. He might be done after next year, regardless.
Do you know what the cognitive dissonance is? Is that when you, even if you say what happened with Kobe in LA, Dirk in Dallas, even what LeBron looks like in the Lakers, and he is older with the Lakers right now.
Kobe's last years were horrible. Like, remember how much, like, how awful that was?
But with Dirk, with Kobe, with LeBron now, but that's a completely different situation. If the season ended today, there is a chance that Steph Curry is first team All NBA.
Sure.
And he's
no longer
different. He's no lower than second team All NBA. And I think that's what I struggle to grapple with is it feels like if you have one of the 10 best basketball players on your team, that you are obligated to go for it. But I understand the stance of now there's no point because I don't know even like Jimmy Butler for Davis doesn't do it. Like, okay, sure. But like, are you including picks so that you like, that doesn't do it for me. The Giannis thing, I guess, would be like, if the Warriors could get Giannis without giving up this year's pick and they just decide like, we're really like, everyone's shutting it down the rest of this year. We're bottoming out as much as they can. They might even still stumble into the play-in because of what the Kings, Jazz, Pelicans, and so on and so forth are doing. But okay, like that might get you to somewhere next time, like next year. But now it just, I don't like that. That is what's tough for me is because Steph is still that dude, like hashtag that dude.
Right. Do you think, I think you're right. I think that is a good point. And I think that's the more sober way. I'm just kind of like, this is like emotional armor that I'm putting on. I'm like, hey, it's over, man. And that's cool. Cause you know, everything's got to come to
recording and you're just going to be sobbing.
but like, you're right. That is a big distinction. I think, and the Dunleavy comments about needing a player that will sort of like be he didn't say this, but like be the bridge to the post-Steph era kind of reeks a little bit of the two timelines thinking that everybody hates so much, trying to have it both ways kind of thing. I think the analysis is a little different if you've got the move or the assets to trade that do get you the guy or guys that allow you to treat Steph like you would any other guy who's a top 10 player still. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know what, because like they got all these special circumstances, right? Like, are they trading Draymond to make that happen? Like they probably should if you made a robot, if you made a robot decide, but it's just like, I don't think Steph signs
could you imagine his reaction pod?
Oh,
that would be, I'd just put that way.
Oh, I would
so, yeah. And it's just, you're trying to think of the player and even like, would you still be on board? I guess Butler then becoming, this is stupid, but like you have Bam Adebayo, Jaren Jackson Jr., just as, I think names that the Warriors have the assets to get if they become, maybe it's LaMelo. Are those ideas, are they now less appealing because of the Butler injury, unless you're sending Butler? Because like LaMelo is someone, or even, I think it was Jaren, we mapped out, you could get to it without giving up Jimmy Butler if you want to move Draymond, but we're assuming that you get to LaMelo without giving up Draymond or Butler. So does it change that part of the count? Because it seems like it feels like they've now raised the bar for what it will take for them to make a move because they have less, which is a little counterintuitive, but also makes perfect sense.
Yeah, no, I think the idea of the bar is elevated is right, and it jives with what Dunleavy said. Like, I think they're less inclined. So what does this mean for the summer and beyond is what we have up, the Chiron we have up right now. I think you're right. What it means is the odds of, and like the means to make a trade that is like just for this year, just like that, it doesn't happen.
So to Golden State is more likely now because of the low opportunity cost and they're just hashtag trying shit, something like that.
And it's like, well, He's under contract for a couple years, and like maybe there's your bridge. And like other than Ja's an interesting example because who knows how low that price might be. But like
he makes like no sense other
I
than
know.
he's under contract and he's a big name. It might be a bridge.
But like it costs you more to get the type of player they seem to want, which is like, yeah, you help us now, help us later, right? That's not too much to ask, right? We want everything. And we're not willing to trade Steph, and we're not willing to trade Jimmy, and we're not willing to trade Draymond Green. So Jonathan Kuminga, what's that get us? And guess what? We're right back where we were before any of the injuries happened.
The not trading Jimmy stance is just, it's funny to me because it's cold and callous in the aftermath of an injury. But what is you have how much a year's worth of equity built up in this player? It seems to me maybe they're just going to be more open-minded over the offseason, but you're not at a point where you could wait to do anything. You know what I mean? Like Steph is, you're not guaranteed this version of Steph next year.
You should strongly expect you won't get it just because of his age. Like he's gonna be 38 in 2 months. Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's just like LeBron is the only, and maybe Durant is on the path to that, to being like, maybe Durant more so actually now, because LeBron may not be an all NBA guy. Probably won't. Just the aging curve is like as great and exceptional as Steph has been. Like, it's gonna get him. It's gotten him a little bit this year. Like, he's been great overall, but there have been way more nights where it's like, oh shit, doesn't have it. You know, like that's already here. It's not like that's going to get less frequent.
The Bucks trade deadline primer take 2 immediately after that one. They burned Giannis's injury, burned us on that one. So Giannis is dealing with, by my count, his 3rd calf injury this season. Is that right?
It's at least 2. It might be 3. Yeah, it's 2. It's a few too many. I would say.
I mean, that's a lot for one season. How does the Giannis injury change things for them? And I think let's tackle it from this perspective first. Is they had telegraphed that they wanted to buy, and I think the plan was they don't want to trade a first-round pick to do so, which is why you saw Jeremy Grant, Zach LaVine. It was players who could potentially be helpful but don't cost you real equity. With that said, does the Giannis injury change that? Like, does it change? And if that was the plan, shouldn't that then still be the plan? Or no, do you think that because I've seen some people bandy about, well, this is, like the more likely that he's going to get traded. And I don't see how trading him while he's hurt after his 3rd calf strain is the better thing for them to do is he comes back post deadline, kills it, and then they have better information to work with as they build their own team over the offseason or for trade talks. So I don't know that this functionally needs to change what their approach was. They definitely shouldn't be trading their 1st-round pick that they have available. That's for sure.
No, right. I hope this doesn't like go around the question you're asking, but I feel like if there's a change here, whether it's with Giannis or the Bucks or just the situation overall, I think it's more related to like this injury making Giannis realize, further frustrating him, or because this is coming in conjunction with him making even more comments about like our chemistry sucks and like our guys are playing selfishly. It's like comes right on the heels of that. So like before the injury, I think
imagine if Karl-Anthony Towns said something like that. You know what Josh Hart would do to him?
I probably involve a thumb. So I think the Giannis thing, if things change, it'll be because this injury makes him realize, I don't know why it would have taken this long, but like nothing is happening with this team this year. It's not happening. You're not in the play-in now. You think you're going to be there when you come back in however long it's going to be. So like it maybe that is what finally gets him to ask for the trade that is going to need to be asked for in order for this to just conclude how it must eventually conclude. Because otherwise it's like, what other circumstances are different? Like other than like, yeah, it makes even less sense to buy. Like if he comes out and like, I don't know what this would even look like, but it starts to do the dance of like, probably not going to extend unless we prove we're committed to winning, to like spur another win. What can we get for Kuzma in the pick type of trade? Like not that much is different. But if he does that, Like then the Bucks should just trade him because it's like this is enough. Like we can't keep doing.
If he won't sign the extension, then you can't. I think that's when you have to have the real.
Yeah,
but
got to trade.
We're in agreement at this point though that you can't trade him this season, even if he asks for out. Like I'm still because now his value is at its nadir. There was reporting, it was from Shams. There are other sites that report. Not only did Giannis ask for a trade to the Knicks, but there was like a negotiating window, and unless the Bucks were doing that for pomp and circumstance, what did you think what were they getting from? Were they trying to find teams that would give a bunch of stuff for OG? His value, if that's the conversation they were having then. What is the conversation they're having now? I'm just waiting because let's say he doesn't play another game for the rest of this season. At least there might be teams that fail in the playoffs who talk themselves into will give like right now, Houston, OKC, San Antonio, those teams aren't going to even try and acquire Giannis, I would argue. If one of them flames out in the playoffs, maybe. And that would go for other teams as well, I'm sure.
Right, because it is like if you're trading for him, it's because you're trying to win a championship today, like this year, and the injury maybe. I think you're right. What would justify? What would make it more likely that just say San Antonio or Houston or whoever the Knicks would? The Knicks are different because they want to be out of the cap business. But like, what would make it more likely? Is it that hey, we think we can get him now if we get in his ear and we make him request us, which would carry some weight, and the Bucks maybe don't want to piss him off, and we can get him for a discount now because there'll be more suitors over the summer. It's a pretty convoluted case to try to argue that the change in circumstances with the injury makes it more likely he'll be traded. I get you could really contort yourself and get there, but I think you're right. It's like I think he's just going to finish the season with the team, isn't he? Like just that seems more likely, maybe.
Do you think that so they will have if they don't trade the 1 first-round pick they have available now, they'll be able to move 3 picks over the summer, 26, 2031, and 2033. And there could be a 2032 swap in there. Is there, and like, what is that? Doesn't have to be like the exact name of a player. How good does the player coming back in a trade need to be for you as the Bucks to feel like, okay, because Giannis might say you go out and get Ja and I'll stay. And that's just, I mean, maybe that doesn't cost you it probably cost you 1 first-round pick at least. But what is the player as an organization that makes you feel comfortable? Okay, there's Giannis staying, and then that's most important, but we also we can't fly by the seat of our pants waiting for him to request a trade because we're still not good enough. So how good does that player, or is there a scenario where it's a collection of players that like needs to come in and to make you feel like we can mortgage more of our future because this doesn't just buy us goodwill with Giannis for the next couple months. Like this gets him to stay for at least 2 more seasons.
Man, it's such a high. I mean, you flip it and look at like, well, what wasn't good enough? Like Damian Lillard, like at the time, for sure, all-star, all NBA guy, that wasn't enough. So Miles Turner, well below that level, that has not been enough. So is the answer like it's got to be an all NBA player? A lot of times we like to go like, well, it's got to be someone as good or better than Giannis. It's not that because there's like 4 guys that's true of, but it has to be an all NBA level player because if the goal is to compete for a championship, you need a couple of those, and you also, which the Bucks don't have, need a pretty like well filled out rotation with a lot of high value guys that are outperforming their contracts, and like they've kicked the can down the road enough years to where like that's just not there. So the conversation for me starts at this is an all NBA player that you're getting, like without asterisks. Like he's in the conversation. Like his name is not out of place in the like long list MVP discussion, right? Like because otherwise, what are you doing? You're just mortgaging more future for a guy that like is aging also and keeps getting hurt also, which is like something you got to think about.
I don't know. By the way, I don't know why they let him go back in that game against the Nuggets. If he was so insistent, like that is just that's bad. That's bad coaching by Doc. Shocker.
Yeah. Especially as scared as everyone is of calf injuries now, right?
And especially when he's got 2 in his rear view already this season.
Yeah. No, I agree.
when you mentioned that, by the way, I don't know like so 3 first-round picks, especially if you could talk yourself into Giannis not being there for the latter two. That's a lot for the Bucks.
Mhm.
I just don't know when we're even thinking about you're giving, and I would agree with you what you think you need the level of player to be. I don't even have a name that springs to mind though, because
Yeah.
does Jaren
Well,
Jackson Jr.
it,
get you
it's
there? Does
another.
that do?
It's another. I mean, obviously the picks are the biggest one, but another reason to wait for the offseason because we've been saying the same the same names that like aren't great for weeks now in terms of like
Yeah.
who's out there at the deadline. What I can say, I don't think Jaren Jackson Jr. is like realistically available at the moment.
I was talking about the three.
Yeah,
And they couldn't get him even if he was.
right.
So.
I'm just saying, like, I just think like, man, I don't know. The specter of like physical decline is now a bigger factor for me. Maybe that's the biggest change is like yet another calf injury. You're like, as the Bucks, are you thinking? Well, from our side now, it's like maybe it won't take a trade demand because like we're just watching the trajectory.
Do you think that the Bucks have the gall, just knowing how important he is from a business model perspective, even if fans are frustrated with some of the stuff he's been saying, how important he is from a business perspective? Do you think that the Bucks can actually make the decision themselves?
No, I don't think they could unilaterally do it. I think maybe this makes with the Knicks thing from the offseason is like, okay, so we've at least gone down this road a little bit, right, fellas? Like it does seem like the injury might make them more open to approaching Giannis with like, hey, you're calling the shots, but what do you think about this? You know, like maybe that's already happened. If they talk to the Knicks, it feels like it seems like that already did happen once. Maybe that's a specific circumstance, but
I hear Karl-Anthony Towns might be available if they're looking to get something done in the meantime.
You got to look. I don't know, man. We're both on record of like it'd be cool if Giannis was a one-team player for his whole career, but like I don't know.
I want you to throw the championships and legacy out of the equation for a second and just look at the organizations that we're talking about right now between Milwaukee and Golden State. Which team do you think would be more inclined to mortgage the future for the other star? The Warriors going after Giannis, or if the Dubs decide and Steph decide that it'd be time for a change, the Bucks going all in for Steph? Which franchise do you
the Bucks have done it like several times for lesser players. You know, like the Bucks have shown you their preferences. Like the Warriors have been the complete opposite, you know. We'll take Kevin Durant if he wants to sign with us. But like, what's the like, holy shit, they went for it trade. Like even Jimmy Butler came at a discount, you know, like the Bucks live that. That's the Bucks life. They love it. They love going for it. Don't you agree? Like, isn't it way more likely the Bucks would sell off everything for a great player to put with Giannis? They keep doing it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Just because the way the Warriors kind of waited for a Jimmy Butler opportunity where the cost was so low. Which, by the way, were you at the point of the Warriors where I've seen a lot of people say they should just go and trade for Klay Thompson back? Have you reached that point of the emotional
I've
roller coaster?
absolutely made that argument. I think they should 100% trade Kuminga and Buddy Hield for Andrew Wiggins. Let's at least, if it's going to be hopeless, let's just all hold hands while the ship goes down.
Would you give up a first round pick to make that happen?
I don't think you have to. I think if you give the Heat Kuminga and Hield, and the Heat are like, we care about cap space, we're worried about Wiggins picking up $30 million. We'll take the $3 million.
Kuminga got you again, didn't he?
I might give up our 20s ours. Oh, I did it. I finally crossed over. I'm so washed. I think the Warriors should consider giving up a 26 first if they think Wiggins gets that pick into the 20s. Like, who gives a shit, you know?
Assuming they would pick in the 20s.
Yeah, right. I just want it to be pleasant as the sun goes down, and Andrew Wiggins makes me happy. So I'm not going to apologize for it.
So I think we're in agreement with Milwaukee that I don't actually think the Giannis injury changes anything other than if they weren't going to trade their first round pick before, or if they were open to it, there's no way you could be open to it now. There's just nothing. That's the only thing that changes. Like, I think if a deal presents itself to where you get Zach LaVine and all you're giving up is Kuzma, Porter, Bobby Portis, I'm just throwing a name out there. I think they would still do something like that because they could say, well, we don't have our own pick this year. Giannis is going to come back at some point. We'll try and fight and get in the play-in, and then we get to reevaluate with either this big expiring salary or maybe it works out. We'll have these 3 first-round picks. Yeah. I think that was always the smart course. It was honestly, to me, the only course when you look at the potential Giannis suitors out there.
Yep.
And I think that that's just still the only. Maybe you're less likely to make we don't want to turn the poo-poo platter of contracts into a singular big one. So maybe that's less likely to.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Just the more drastic actions, which were inadvisable to begin with, are just like less likely now. And the other thing, like I said, is like if this is finally the thing that gets Giannis to say like, get me out of here, guys, that this is enough. But I don't know that it would have that. The injury would have that.
Well,
effect.
if he did, I think I asked you this before. Are you even trading him? If he has out for right now, I'm not. If I'm the Bucks, no. This is going to wait until the offseason when I think that there's more of a bit. No, I'm sorry.
No. That's funny. I think that would be the smart way to play it, because it's like, so if we say no, he's going to be mad and ask for a trade. He just did. Like, there's nowhere further to go. So
and it's just right. How much do you think? Like, how much do the offers decline? We can trade for injured Giannis now.
Right. Yeah. Nobody's holding against the Bucks if they piss off Giannis because he finally asked for a trade that everyone was like kind of like hoping he would ask for. Yeah. I think you're right about that.
It is time for stat padding. We've got lots of fun stuff planned for this one. Grant, did you want me to throw something at you first? Do you want to?
I want to try this, because if it's near the beginning, it'll be easier to cut. Maybe if it doesn't work.
Oh, I'm not cutting a moment of this.
This could really just end up in a ditch. So just so you know. All right. So I have some questions for you. They are entirely all trade related, because I feel like you have a really good head for remembering like what went where when. You're shaking. You don't.
We're about to find out.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll test that theory. All right. So we'll start most recently. I've got an easy, a medium, and a hard trade related question for you. So we're going to go back to and focus your mind around the trade deadline, because these are all in the like up to and on the trade deadline trade. So it's not going to be some off-season thing or January or whatever. In 2025, this is the easy question, Dan. Who did the Mavs get when they traded Quentin Grimes and a 2025 second to the Philadelphia 76ers?
Caleb Martin.
Correct.
Still on the books.
Podcast fave, Caleb Martin. That's easy. All right. Dan, a medium difficulty 2025 trade deadline question. The Lakers tried and failed to get Mark Williams from the Charlotte Hornets. That trade was voided by a failed physical. Who was in the Charlotte package? Headed to Charlotte from the Lakers in that trade? I'll give you a point for every major asset you can name.
Wait, going from Charlotte to the Lakers?
No, the Lakers were getting Mark Williams. Okay. Who were the Lakers going to trade away to get Mark Williams?
Ooh, Dalton Connect.
Correct. 1 point.
Do draft picks count?
Yes, they do. If you can remember them.
Dalton Connect and their 2031 first round pick.
That's 2 points. There are 2 other assets in it that
let me see. Was Jordan Goodwin in that trade? They didn't seem to.
No, Goodwin. There's only one. No, not as far as I know.
Wasn't there a swap, a 2030 swap?
Oh, 1,000,000 points awarded for remembering the 2030 swap. There's another player.
Let me see. I'm trying to think. Wasn't Bronny? I know it wasn't Bronny.
Safe assumption.
That's right, because the money wouldn't have aligned out. Who was going to go? Because it wasn't Jackson Hayes either.
It was a wing who was once a highly touted prospect that has been on.
Cam Reddish.
That is right, Cam Reddish. That's 1 trillion points. That was excellent. Medium difficulty achieved. So I don't know if this is fair to call it the hard difficulty. At the 2025 trade deadline, the Knicks were involved in the Kyle Kuzma, Chris Middleton trade. Who do they get?
Oh my God.
Just as a refresher, Kuzma goes from Washington to Milwaukee. Middleton obviously goes the other way. Several other players involved, but the Knicks weaseled is too strong a word, nosed in there. They ended up with a player.
Oh, this is great because I don't remember this at all. AJ Johnson went to the Wizards. Justin Champagnie stayed with the Wizards. That wasn't cool.
Much to your dismay.
Still upset about that. Who did they get? Oh my god, I don't even have a name to throw. Like I'm trying to think of. Campaign was already on the team. DeLon Wright was already on the. Was it DeLon Wright?
It was DeLon Wright.
Okay.
Excellent job. He played like 14 games for the Knicks that year. I had to double
Karl-Anthony
check.
Towns is still upset that a hero, left with Campaign this season, ruined the court.
I'm very impressed. See, you delivered, man.
That was I had to go through like who was on their roster last year. That was terrible.
It is a little bit of a cheat making the hard level a Knicks related one, but I thought that was
good. I forgot how they stumbled into DeLon. I was like, was he on the roster the entire season? I couldn't. But then I remember he was in Milwaukee.
Would you like to try your hand at the 2024 trade deadline?
Oh, this is going to be awful. Let's do it.
All right, here's the easy one. I think this rates as easy. So at the 2024 deadline, the Knicks finally traded Evan Fournier along with 3 other players and 2 second rounders. Where did they trade him? What did they get?
They traded Evan Fournier to the Detroit Pistons, and they got back Bojan Bogdanovic. And they also got, that was the genesis of them getting the Detroit pick that became Johan Berenger, right?
Oh shit, I don't know about that part. You're way deeper in the weeds. There's another player that they got.
It was Bojan Bogdanovic and this is gonna bug the shit. Shake Milton?
No, scoring guard that has like had real moments on several teams. I think he's out of the league now.
What an endorsement.
He's been on the Warriors. He's been on the Knicks. He's been on the Jazz. He's been on the where else has he been? I have to look him up now.
He's on the Warriors. Scoring guard. Thought they hated those. Draymond punches those.
Let's see. He played for the Heat last year. He played 49 games for the Heat last year. So he only got 23 games with the Knicks in 23-24. Before that, Detroit. Before that, the Knicks. Oh, that should be your hint. 2 years with the Knicks in 21 and 22, then to Detroit, then back to the Knicks.
You're going to say it, and I'm going to hate myself. This was the easy one? Holy crap.
Well, you got a lot of the points here. I was going to give you bonus points if you could name who else went out with Fournier, but we don't need. If you would like to do that could get you additional points that don't mean anything.
Wait, who went out with Fournier? Well, Quentin Grimes was in that deal.
Correct. That's the big one.
Who else was in that trade? You're going to have to.
All right. So also it looks, again, this is cursory research because I don't remember. I remember the Fournier trade in broad strokes, but Malachi Flynn and Ryan Arcidiacono also went with 2 seconds from New York to Detroit.
Arcidiacono, I should have known that.
So do you want to know the scoring guard that came back with Bogdanovic that you'll hate yourself for?
Yes.
One, Alec Burks.
Damn it. Yeah, I should have known that one. That's egregious. That's
all
on
right.
me.
Let's get to the medium difficulty. You got like 47 out of the 92 possible points on that one. So still pretty good. Dan, 2 players and a 2027 first rounder with top 2 protection went to Dallas from Charlotte for PJ Washington. Who went the other way?
Oh, man. Grant Williams.
Yeah, that's one. The other one is little
Josh Green?
No, right? That sounds like it should be true, but I don't think it is.
That must
let me look that up.
Thing.
You could see this is my worry about all of these is that I missed an asset. There is another player though.
It was who?
He's a very famous last name.
I don't know how that's supposed to help me. Grant Williams and who went from Dallas in that Charlotte trade? We know it's not Dwight Powell, who will get a statue at some point in Dallas. I don't think I'm going to get this one either.
Seth Curry.
Oh, yeah,
no,
right. I never would have got there.
This is the true hard difficulty. At the 2024, if I could speak, at the 2024 trade deadline, Gordon Hayward, who you may remember, went to the Oklahoma City Thunder from Charlotte. Can you name any player in the package that went the other way?
Alexei Pokashevsky.
Nope. I like where your head's at, though.
That wasn't the poo-poo. Charlotte's acquired too many former OKC players. Does
There's
that mean it
lot
wasn't
of
the Trey
exchange.
Mann year either?
It was the Trey Mann. Trey Mann is
Okay.
one of those players. A million points awarded for getting Trey Mann. He's the only player. Oh shit! He's the only player still in the league of the package that went back for Gordon Hayward. This was not that long ago.
Oh, who was the other one? There's another player. Who am I forgetting?
Both.
I don't know.
Okay. Really good to get Trey Mann. Vasilij Micic was one, and the other was Davis Bertans.
Oh, Davis Bertans should have been the name I went to first.
Well, Trey Mann is at least like still on the team, so that helps. Do you want to give me some, or should I go to 2023 for you?
Yeah, let's bookend it with 2023.
All right. Let's see. Just to place you in time, 2023 is the year of KD to Phoenix for Bridges and Cam Johnson and all that fun stuff. So that's when we are. Here's the easy question. There's a 3-team trade between the Lakers, Jazz, and Wolves that involves Russell Westbrook. I will give you a point for every other player. There are 7 total that you can name in that 3-team deal.
Oh, man. So is the 3-team trade between the Lakers, Wizards, and who?
Lakers, Jazz, and Wolves. It's so Russ goes to the Jazz.
Oh, when the Lakers are trading.
Yeah. They're giving up Russ. They're ending the experiment.
Mike Conley went to the Jazz. Kyle Anderson go to the Wolves? Is that a Kyle Anderson trade?
Kyle Anderson is not in that deal, as nearly as I can tell. Conley goes to the Wolves in that one, but yeah, you're right. He's in.
Who else was involved in that trade? Because Russ was expensive. Jared Vanderbilt ended up on the Lakers as part of that trade.
Correct. That's 2 points.
How many players did you say were involved in that trade?
There's 7.
7. Holy smokes.
There's 2 that you won't get. So basically there's 3 more names that you'll like, or you definitely know.
Who did the Wolves trade as part of that deal? Well, Jared Vanderbilt was on the Wolves, or was he a Jazz? Holy crap. This is so hard. Okay, so I have Jared Vanderbilt, Mike Conley.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Wolves, Jazz, and...
How about this? The best player today by a lot is one that you haven't named. And he went, I'll just make it, he went from the Jazz to the Wolves.
Oh. He went from the Jazz to the Wolves and is the best player by a lot today.
By a lot.
Who the heck am I forgetting?
And also, he's not on the Wolves anymore.
No, wait. Because he left him free. Was Joe Ingles as part of this deal?
Nope.
No,
I don't think so. I don't have him as one of the 7.
That's right. He was traded to the Wolves and is a best player by a lot.
Now I really want you to get this guy. So I'll give you an additional hint. This player was, he was drafted by the Pelicans, wound up on the Jazz, was traded to the Wolves in this deal, and is now not on the Wolves anymore either. And he's easily the best player.
He was drafted by the Pelicans.
Yeah.
Traded by...
Well, I think he was. It could have been like one of those Lakers picks that the Pelicans controlled, but he plays first for the Pelicans.
Very quickly, D'Angelo Russell was part of this deal, correct?
You're correct. He was. Okay. That is not the best player. Not the best player that I'm referring to.
Wait, so what was that?
This is so much fun. I hope you're enjoying this because I'm really enjoying this.
What is that line of transactions again? He was drafted by
the Pelicans in the 2019 draft. What was I gonna? He was the number 17 pick in that draft. Plays a year and a half with New Orleans before he's traded, or is it maybe 2.5? Then goes to Utah. Then is in Utah until this trade, which we're at the 23 deadline, goes to Minnesota, plays the end of 22-23 with the Wolves, all of 23-24, all of 24-25, and this year is not on the Wolves anymore.
Oh, Nickeil Alexander-Walker?
Crazy, right? That dude's a throw-in in that deal.
Yeah, oh my God, that's player. Right.
Let's see. There is, I wouldn't have got any of the other names in it. Would you like to know?
I'm just going to name it. Is Jordan Goodwin involved in any of this?
No, I don't think so.
All right, that's tough.
So I'll give you the two that you weren't going to get, just because they're former Warriors and that are deeply obscure. Damian Jones, the big man, and then Juan Toscano Anderson, good old JTA, was also in this deal. And
I used to be in the bag for that dude.
Oh, weren't we all? Weren't we all? The other big-ish name, which is like when I looked it up, I was like, oh right, Malik Beasley goes. I think must go from Utah. Did he go to Utah to Minnesota? Right? Is that the way it went? Could have been the other way. Hard to remember.
Wasn't he on? He went from Minnesota.
Did he go the other way?
Because who did he? Wasn't he? He was on the Lakers. What didn't he go from?
I'm gonna look it up. So he
ended up
goes
on the Lakers from Utah to the Lakers.
Denver to start his career to Minnesota. He goes Minnesota to Utah, and then the next year is on the Lakers, then Bucks, then Pistons, then persona non grata, and is not playing basketball this year. Okay, you got like several of the points for that one. So medium from 2023.
Oh my god.
You see, there's not a lot of like rhyme or reason to what's easy, medium, or hard here. This is a Knicks related one, so you're welcome. At the 2023 trade deadline, the Knicks acquired Josh Hart from the Portland Trailblazers. Can you name any of the other assets in the deal? There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of note.
Of note, holy shit!
Maybe Cam like 2 of real note.
Cam Reddish.
Cam Reddish. He pops up again. Another Cam Reddish mention.
They gave up a first round pick.
2023 first, top 14 protected. That's correct.
So there's 2 more of note, you said?
Yes.
Cam Reddish, who was the matching? There had to be other matching salary involved in that deal.
You got Cam. I'm pretty impressed you got Cam Reddish. Also popping up again is Ryan Arcidiacono, which I don't think you were going to get. Maybe
I actually thought about saying him, but I was like, there's no way he was involved in this deal. But
the other guy is at least still on the Blazers.
Still on the Blazers?
Yep.
I'm not. I don't think.
How did this happen? This is weird. I gotta just tell you, because I'm looking this up, and there must have been a third team involved somehow or something, because it's Matisse Thybulle.
Was never on the Knicks.
Never on the Knicks. There must have been, they roped them in from the Sixers somehow. All right, let's move to hard. You should get this one, actually. I have confidence in you.
This is going to end so poorly.
At the 2023 trade deadline, the Toronto Raptors traded Khem Birch, a 2024 first rounder with top 6 protection and seconds, to the Spurs. Who did they get back?
Jakob Poeltl.
That's correct. I just wanted to make you talk about Jakob Poeltl because you hate his contract so much. All right. I'm going to keep 20.
Didn't they? Was that like the first time they signed him to their extension and they extended him since then? Right.
That was the beginning, because they're like, we gave up a first for this guy. We're pot committed. We got to keep giving him money. I'm going to keep 2022 in the holster in case you want to subject yourself to this punishment again down the line.
Yeah, that was an excellent exercise. That was insane.
I think you did well.
Here's hoping. So, Grant, for you, well, I guess it's really for us.
Okay.
I don't know if you get a lot of this, but there are a lot of people who think our jobs are easy and that AI could replace them. And I decided to ask to see, does ChatGPT know ball? Is what we're trying to figure out here. And so this is the prompt I used. I asked for realistic original trade ideas. This is the same prompt I use for every team we will talk about. And also, I will give you, I think there's going to be a live option of you pick a team or two, we'll feed it into ChatGPT and see what they spit out, which I think will be another fun element. So the prompt I sent to ChatGPT was, can you send me an original trade idea for Team X at the 2026 NBA trade deadline with a full breakdown of the financial impact, any pick protections, and who's going in and who's going out.
Okay.
That seems thorough enough, right? These things are supposed to replace us. That seems thorough enough, correct?
It should be easy, shouldn't it?
You would think. So the first trade for the Knicks from ChatGPT, the Knicks receive 2026. I put this in there. I want to make that clear. The Knicks receive Mikal Bridges. The Nets receive Quentin Grimes, Mitchell Robinson, a 2027 first round pick with top 10 protection, and a 2029 first round pick with top 8 protection. Now, let me point out all the ways in which this is impossible. Mikal Bridges is already on the Knicks. The Knicks cannot trade their 2027 or 2029 first round picks. And Quentin Grimes currently plays for the Philadelphia 76ers. The Knicks already traded him. Mitchell Robinson is the only player.
Other than that, though, pretty good.
I bet you the Knicks are wishing that this is what they coughed up for Mikal Bridges.
I just want this recorded that I think AI is great, and that when it is in charge, I want to be remembered as thinking all of its ideas are very smart. So good job, ChatGPT. Please don't exterminate me. Is that sufficient? Can we go for it? That's like, how bad is that? What are we doing?
Hey, well, it gets better.
Oh, good.
Sort of. Does ChatGPT know ball? Golden State Warriors edition. The Golden State Warriors received Nick Claxton. We're off to a good start.
You have my attention.
The Nets received Jonathan Kuminga, Gary Payton II, and a 2028 first round pick with top 4 protection. And Grant, if it lands in the top 4 in 2028, it rolls to 2029 with the same top 4 protection. If it still doesn't convey, it converts to 2 second rounders in 2030 and 2032. That's not bad. Now, the issue here is this trade is illegal because the Warriors are taking on $600,000 in salary. They also, the way that they could trade that first round pick, but you can't have it roll into 2 seconds because they don't control their second round picks in 2030 or 2032. So if you adjust that and include more salary, this is not, and the Warriors, Nick Claxton's interesting on the Warriors.
That's one that would be good enough to fool people and get aggregated. I like pretty heavily, I think. So big step forward from Quentin Grimes being traded from the Knicks with 2 firsts. It's pretty good.
Does ChatGPT know ball? Denver Nuggets edition. Are you ready, sir?
Please trade like 5 first round picks.
The Denver Nuggets receive Derek White. The Boston Celtics receive Michael Porter Jr. The Nuggets' 2028 first round pick with top 10 protection, and the Nuggets' 2030 second round pick. My notes here are Denver already traded Michael Porter Jr. and their 2028 first and their 2030 second. And so this deal does not work. It also would not work from the Celtics' perspective of, well, maybe it would with sending out White's salary, but that doesn't matter.
Nope. Oh, man. Hey, have you thought about how maybe ChatGPT can see the future, and there will come a time when Michael Porter Jr. is back on the Nuggets and will be traded for Derek White? I don't know how the Nuggets get their picks back.
But that's the problem.
This turn out true.
That's the only problem with your theory.
A little bit of a hang up on that one.
Does ChatGPT know ball? San Antonio Spurs edition. Here's the trade. The Spurs received Darius Garland.
Okay.
He is an NBA player. I think that's
guards there.
The Cavaliers receive the Spurs' first round pick in 2027, top 8 protection. The Spurs' 2029 first round pick, top 5 protection. Devin Vassell. So, okay. And Malachi Branham, who currently plays for the Washington Wizards.
That's gonna be a sticking point. I mean, that's close to possible.
Is it? But here's my thing. Why would the Spurs make that deal when De'Aaron Fox is on the roster, when you have Dylan Harper, when you have Steph Castle? Why is Darius Garland a focus? So the question is, does ChatGPT know ball? No.
Oh, hard no. Even it doesn't know rules, but it also that is a does not know ball blinking red light.
Now the CBA trips up a lot of humans, so AI is supposed to be better than us, so I really shouldn't give it a pass. But the CBA stuff that doesn't work, the whole salaries, all right, you figure it out. But getting the picks wrong, getting the team needs wrong, getting players who aren't even on the team, that's rough. Okay, Grant, does ChatGPT know ball? Houston Rockets trade edition. The Houston Rockets receive Drew Holiday. He also is an NBA player. The Celtics receive Jalen Green and Cam Whitmore. A few issues here.
Can I point one out?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Rockets don't seem to be giving anybody up here.
No, they don't.
The touching requirement not fulfilled.
And also, like, why are the Wizards and the Suns also? What are they? How are they getting anything out of this deal?
Can we? Is there another bit we can do that's like trying to understand why ChatGPT deeply does not know ball in this instance? Is it like clearly because Cam Whitmore shows up a lot with the Rockets over the years because he used to play there, so that gets you there. What was it? Jalen Green, same thing.
Cam Whitmore.
How do the Celtics get involved here? Is that where Drew Holiday's
in Portland? I don't know if there's 5 teams involved here, and the 2 that ChatGPT highlighted aren't giving up any players. Like
it's so fun to punch up at AI. This is great. I feel so strong and smart.
This is ridiculous. Now, I think it'd be funnier to do a live one that we can both react to. So if you want to give me a team that you think that we should try out, and we'll see what ChatGPT spits out.
Okay, let's at least give it a team that could, like, that's flexible. So there's room for it to be possible. So should we include the Nets? Because, let's dump
They already had their chance with the Nets as far as I'm concerned.
They did the MPJ trade. Okay, Utah. Let's involve the Jazz. And let's have the Jazz execute a trade with...
Oh, you want to, or let's include the other team. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, because otherwise it might be too easy. Let's have the Jazz trade. You want to have the Jazz trade with the Bucks? Let's a team with a bunch of flexibility with a team that has very little.
Okay, so the Jazz and the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT's idea. Oh, response. I'm going to read it. Oh, hell yes. This is a real front office puzzle.
It's excited.
Not a fan fiction swap. Utah plus Milwaukee in 2026 is all about timeline mismatch versus desperation. I'm adding the emphasis. Okay. Although there are some bolded words. Here's an original, deadline plausible Jazz Bucks trade with clean CBA logic, realistic protections, and very clear incentives on both sides. The Milwaukee Bucks receive Larry Markkinen.
Okay. All right.
Okay. The Jazz do have Larry Markkinen.
They do.
The Utah Jazz receive Chris Middleton.
Yes.
Marjon Beauchamp.
Oh, sure.
The Bucks is 2028 first round pick, top 4 protected.
Great.
And the Bucks is 2030 first round pick, top 6 protected. Converts to 2 seconds if it doesn't convey by 2032. The Bucks have none of those assets to trade.
I see no issues. This is a great deal for the Bucks. What a heist. Really good.
Suffice it to say, what Grant and I do is meaningful, brave, courageous, irreplaceable, irreplicable work, clearly.
Can we do one more? I don't know if you have this. Can we do let's do a Knicks Lakers? Just let's big market this and just see what could possibly happen, because the Knicks also fit the bill of can't trade picks, have crazy salaries. The Lakers shouldn't do anything, as we talked about on their preview. So I gotta know, please, if I could ask for one thing, please have Anthony Davis's name come up somehow in this trade.
All right, let's see. Absolutely. This is a very Knicks/Lakers coded 2026 trade deadline trade. One side chasing star gravity, the other weaponizing discipline, depth, and flexibility.
Hell yeah.
This is not a splashy superstar for 5 picks idea. It's a realistic pressure point deal that only becomes available once timelines start squeezing. The New York Knicks receive Austin Reeves. So right off the bat, they lied. They said it wasn't a star-driven trade. But Gabe Vincent.
Uh-huh.
We're cooking until now. Oh, my God.
Come on. I can't see it.
The Knicks get Austin Reeves, Gabe Vincent. The Lakers' is first-round picks in 2027 and 2029.
Yeah.
They can't trade those. The Los Angeles Lakers receive Julius Randle.
That's just let's pop the cherry right on top of the sundae with Julius Randle. Thank you. That's even better than Anthony Davis. Really good stuff. I mean, Julius Randle has played for both of those teams. So
There was one, we did 7. There was one trade. It wasn't even legal. That just made it. So no, ChatGPT doesn't know ball. And if you took this as an advertisement for AI, I promise you it's fucking not. Like it's just,
oh, job security.
oh man. Okay. So I do have, believe it or not, some non AI related things for you. If that's
all right.
Is that something you might be interested in?
I guess that was pretty fun.
Okay. So what should we have up next? All right. So this is going to be, I think you're going to hate this one. It's going to be hard, but we're here. I'm going to get you through it. I'm here for you. You'll get clues throughout, but it's guess the NBA team by having only their best players' or starters' preferred starting lineups career high scoring games. So I will give you, we're going to go in increasing order of how many points they scored. So the higher the career high, and I will give you the date, like the year and the month that they got the career high, and also the position that they play.
So it'll be like this point guard's career high came in 2023 and it was 47 points. And I got it.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
And if you so you'll have 3 strikes per team, but if you use you'll just get one guess because there's 5 players for each team. If we get to a point where you miss 2 in a row or get 3 in a row missed, there'll be other context clues given to help you.
All right. And this is this year's like most used or like widely accepted starting lineup. Preferred. Okay. Good word.
Because really starting lineups are just so with injuries and stuff are so fluid.
Got it.
Okay. 35 points is the career high for this center who did it in February 2023. Sorry.
Center got 35 in 23. I guess I should.
You have a 1 of 30 chance of getting it right.
Right. To preserve the integrity of the exercise, I should guess 35 is high, but it's not crazy. So like, I'm gonna say the Bucks.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
This power forward has a career high of 36 points, which he dropped in February of 2024.
It's easier to rule out teams that have a power forward that has got like you said 36 was the high.
Yep.
I'm gonna go. Both are pretty recent, so these are younger. Man, let's say the Thunder just for fun.
That's incorrect.
Okay.
Now it gets interesting, though. 51 points is the career high for this shooting guard who did it in October 2025.
Oh, no. 51 points earlier this year. And the center and power forward had 36 and 35. 51's a lot. 51 should be on the radar here. Yeah, it should just be as easy as what shooting guard had 51 earlier this year. I'll go with I don't know. This is hard. It's not making anything click in my brain. I'm gonna say
you have a 1 of 28 chance of getting it right.
I'm gonna say Orlando.
That is incorrect. All right, you've now unlocked an additional context clue.
Great.
61 points is the career high for this small forward, power forward. At the forward spots are always weird. 61 points is the career high for this forward who did it in March 2024, and it is a Western Conference team.
61 in the West. God. So this team has someone that scored 60 plus and someone that scored 50 plus this year. When was the 61? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
March of 2024.
Okay. And it's in the West. I mean, is that let's think real quick here.
So your career highs: center 35, forward 36, shooting guard 51, other forward 61. Those are and you're in the West.
I think the center number would need to be higher for it to be the Kings. And I don't think either Levine or DeRozan has that 61. This is going to be really obvious. This is a good stat padding because I'm going to be super annoyed with myself when I don't get it. Let's see. I'm just scanning through. Man, I should just know who had 51 this year. Why is that so hard? In the West, I'll just throw one out and say, I don't know. I'll say the Timberwolves.
That is incorrect.
Who is it?
Well, you have another player.
Okay.
73 points is the career high for this point guard who tallied it in January 2024. If you can't get it or would like to know, I will give you the division in which this team plays.
I mean, I should just know who scored 73.
That is a lot of points.
Did I say the Lakers already?
You did not, and that is correct.
Okay.
So DeAndre Ayton, 35 points, Rui, 36 points, Reeves, 51 points. I thought you might have gotten it there. And then LeBron had 61. Luka has the 73 burger.
The 61 felt like not enough for LeBron, I think, in my head. Because all right. Man, 73 did it, though. Okay. That's tricky.
Next up, 30 points is the career scoring high for this shooting guard, which he tallied in April 2025.
Let's just take a shot. 30 points for a starting shooting guard last spring. Indiana Pacers.
That is incorrect. 38 points is the career high for this small forward who did it in March 2022.
Toronto.
Incorrect. 50 points is the career scoring high for this power forward who did it in October 2025.
This year. Okay, so give me all three together real quick.
30 points for the shooting guard, 38 points for the small forward, 50 points for the power forward.
Small forward, 50 for the power forward. Utah.
Incorrect. You've now unlocked context clues.
Great.
55 points is the career high for this point guard who did it in February 2025, and it is a Western Conference team that he plays for.
55 a year ago, point guard in the West. Man, these are hard, but I should be able to. I've eliminated like a fifth of the conference already. 55 for the point guard, and both in the 30s for the, what'd you say, power forward and shooting guard?
So 30 for the shooting guard, 38 for the small forward, 50 for the power forward, 55 for the point guard.
Jesus.
If it's any consolation, I have full confidence you're going to get it with the next one.
Oh, really? Well, then I'll just say, I don't know if I've even said this team already. I'll say Minnesota for now.
You've already said them. We're wrong. Would you like to take another guess?
I was just stalling. That can't be the Blazers. I'll go Kings again.
Incorrect.
Okay.
61 points is the career high for this center, which he tallied in April 2025.
61 for a center last April.
I do think what's important, especially when you get to the centers or the point guards, is like though the positions could be, and know that this is the highest career high, that could be the giveaway.
Oh, that's just confusing. And we're in the West. A center that had, you said 61 for a center in the West. I mean, I could just go through. It's Lakers, Clippers, Warriors, Kings, Suns, Jazz, not the Jazz, Denver. Oh, Denver.
That is correct. So 30 points for Christian Brown, 38 for Cam. Aaron Gordon had that 50-point game in October. 55 for Murray, and then 61 for Jokic.
Okay. I need to be smarter about airing towards teams that have like pretty established starting fives.
Here's a nice little peek behind the curtain. Would you like to continue going? Do you think that this is a worthy stat padding exercise?
Do it again.
Okay.
I need to do better. I'd like to not need all of the context clues.
35 points is the career high for this center, which he dropped in November 2024.
These are also recent. 35. I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to follow my advice and pick a team that has a pretty established starting lineup. I'm going to say 35 feels about right for Miles Turner. So I'm going to say the Bucks.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
35 points is also the career high for this power forward. He's done it 2 times, most recently in April 2025.
A couple 35s in the front court. It's going to rule out that's not that 35 doesn't seem like that much.
I might even let you unlock. I'm gonna let you unlock a context clue after this one because this one is really hard.
Okay, great.
These were I did put them into levels. So there's 3 things. There was level 1, level 2, and level 3.
I'm struggling at all levels. It's not my Bam's had more, and that lineup keeps changing. 35. Let's say it's not the Sixers. We've got power forward and center both at 35 fairly recently. I'm gonna say Phoenix.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
This point guard's career high is 40 points. He's also done it twice, most recently this month.
Oh. Not San Antonio, not Houston, Dallas.
I did say I was going to unlock the context clue now because this is the hardest level. It's an Eastern Conference team.
All right. I mean, eventually I'm just going to just luck into it, one would think. It hasn't happened yet. How's about 40 for you said the point guard had 40 this month?
Mm-hmm.
Washington?
Incorrect.
Oh,
46 points, 4-6 is the career scoring high for this shooting guard, which he did in February 2022.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Man. So the point guard had 40 though. I'm still hung up on that, right?
Yep.
It's not it's so easy to be like, well,
I guess I don't know if this will be a fun context clue. It was not the scoring high did not come for this team. He was on a different team when he got it.
All right, that makes it that scrambles my brain a little bit. I'm going to say the Pistons. I'm not sure why.
Incorrect. Final guy. 49 points is the career scoring high for this small forward who did it in January 2020. And your additional context clue here is at the time he played for a Western Conference team.
Whew. I mean, I've said a lot of Eastern Conference teams so far. Milwaukee, Indy. Although I can't remember which edition I said certain teams for.
This is why you're the perfect person for this.
Yeah, I know, because I can't remember 30 seconds ago. I want to say Miami, even though I dismissed that earlier.
That is incorrect.
Damn
it is the Toronto Raptors. Jakob Poeltl had 35. Scotty Barnes 35 surprised me.
Only 35.
Yeah.
Okay.
IQ had 40. Barrett had 46. And then Brandon Ingram had 49 when he was with the Pelicans.
Gotcha. These are hard. There's too many. It's hard to get anchored to. Also, I think there's too much scoring in the NBA, Dan. I think it's a problem. You
just said you couldn't believe that Scotty Barnes only dropped 35. It was like
everybody else besides him, he's disappointing. Everybody else is scoring too much.
Do you want to continue on to your next block, or would you prefer to save that for a different time?
I want to do better. So I want you to give me. Let's do one more, and if I blow it again, we'll try another day.
Okay, 30 points is the career scoring high for this small forward who should play more power forward, which he dropped October 2025.
30 for a small
You like how
forward.
I gave you a little context clue there?
That should play more, and he did it this year. Right? You said October 25?
Yep, this season.
Small forward that should play more power forward. I'm a little bit on tilt right now. So who should that be? I mean, is it Jaden McDaniels? He should have a higher career high than that. I'm going to say Jaden. I'm going to say the Wolves then.
You did it. You one shot killed it. Look at that. That was
now
great.
That is Jaden McDaniels you're talking about, right?
That was correct. So was
good.
it the giveaway with the small forward who should play power forward? So he had 30 points.
I can't believe he's only 30.
35 points is the career high for Rudy Gobert. So he would have
Yeah.
been the second one. Dante DiVincenzo had a 40 burger in March 2024.
Oh, I would not remember that.
I thought you would have gotten it here. 55 points on January 2026 for Anthony Edwards.
Yeah,
And then
yeah, maybe. What's
this one
Randall's
was
career high?
57 in March
Oof.
2023.
I think that would have thrown me off. Yeah. The only one I'm surprised McDaniels has only topped out at 30. That's kind of wild to me. Gobert at 35. I kept like wanting the Wolves when we've had several centers at 35. And I was like, I think maybe in Utah or something he got there just with like 14 offensive rebounds or something. Okay. I mean, that's one to end on because I just smoked it.
Well, so you have two more exercises left that are easy. Well, I don't know if they should
Let's
be
do 'em.
easier.
I'm
Guess?
hot right now.
You're on fire. I mean, you one shot killed it. That's impressive. Grant, you need to guess the NBA's biggest bricklayers, who we will define as statistically, by volume and accuracy, the worst shooters on unguarded three-pointers this season. I want you to name as many of the 7 biggest bricklayers as you can, but I will give you the teams that they play for.
Okay.
Before you start. So there's one member of the Houston Rockets, one member of the Dallas Mavericks, one member of the Blazers, one member of the Spurs, and 3 members of the Detroit Pistons.
Okay. I had Pistons in my mind. All right. So it's going to be interesting to see where the like volume cutoff affects this. Because Cade Cunningham comes to mind. I feel like he's missed a lot of open threes. Is he one of the Pistons?
He is. Cade is 1, so you have 1 of 7.
All right. So we got to go the next couple most logical. Asar Thompson, is there enough volume there to qualify?
There is. Asar Thompson, 2 of 7.
So then is Ron Holland the 3rd Piston?
You swept the Pistons, all
right.
3 of 7. And just in case you're one, I don't know for anyone who actually cares about this, but Cade Cunningham is the 2nd worst bricklayer in the league, according to volume and efficiency. So fun fact that he was,
honestly,
graded out as the worst Piston, but that's level of that's actually a little surprising to me, but
I feel like that's a positive because those will fall eventually, and then he goes and he's even better.
So our 3 of 7, you have 1 Spur, 1 Blazer, 1 Mav, and 1 Rockets player.
Let's go to the Rockets, Dan, and I assume this is Amen Thompson because he's just the worst jump shooter on planet Earth.
You would be correct. You are 4 of 4. You don't even have a strike. You're supposed to get 3 strikes for this. I don't know if you're going to need them. So you have one Spurs, 1 Blazers, 1.
Okay, the Spurs have a couple. I mean, so this is where it's like I don't know what the volume requirement is. I know they're both in the. I know Castle and Harper are both in the high 20s. I'm going to assume Castle's volume counts for more, so I'll say Steph Castle.
Incorrect. Strike 1.
Is it Harper?
That is correct. 5 of 7 with 1 strike. You are in fuego right now.
So we need a Mav. You said what are the other 2 teams we need?
There is 1 member of. Apparently, I misspoke at the top. 1 member of the Mavs. Wait, hold on here. 1 member of the Hawks. 1 member of the Mavericks, and 1 member of the Blazers.
Hawks, Mavs, Blazers. All right, let's go Hawks. Who is just bricking out there? Man. Is it Jalen Johnson? Is he missing open threes?
It's incorrect. Strike 2.
Okay. Do I want to stick with the Mavs and keep guessing? Who's missing the Hawks. Who's missing open threes for the Hawks?
I think this is if you don't get this name, this is the one that you will hate yourself for, if that helps you at all.
Well, I mean, I can think of everybody on that team, unless I'm totally. Oh, well, can I ask? Is he still on the Hawks?
Yes, he also happens to be the league's biggest bricklayer.
Oh shit, the biggest. So I just have a blind spot then, and I can't think of who this is. Is it volume per game or total volume? I'm trying to coax
total volume. Everyth's total from this season.
Total, okay. Man, this is bad. Dyson Daniels.
There you go.
Okay.
So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's one name, but you have two chances to get. There's two names, but you have one. You only need one of them because they're tied.
Okay.
So it's one from the Blazers and one from the Mavs.
For the Blazers, is it Shaden Sharp? Is there enough volume there to get it?
That is incorrect.
Oh,
Strike
man.
3.
Okay.
So Chris Murray.
I wouldn't have got it.
And then I didn't think you were going to get Brandon Williams from the Mavs. Would have been the tough one.
Wouldn't have got that one either. Man, I'm satisfied with that. It seems like I'm better at. I'm more of a negative thinker. I'm better at focusing on who's bad at stuff than in career high scoring. It would appear.
Well, would you like now? It's that you're going to do the inverse of this, though.
Ooh,
Grant.
okay.
Who are the NBA's most lethal dead-eye three-point shooters? I'm asking you to name the top 7. This is all volume and efficiency. You have 2 from the Denver Nuggets, 1 from the Hawks, 1 from the Grizzlies, 1 from the Warriors, 1 from the Suns, and 1 from the Houston Rockets.
Okay, I'm not going to remember all those teams, so let's just start with Denver, which is the first team you said. It's so tricky because I don't know. I don't know what the volume requirements are here. And how
No, it's everyone in the league. I went through every team in the league, so everyone you can name. But you want to focus on someone who's taken 2 unguarded 3-pointers is not going to be
unguarded. The Nuggets have a few of those guys that are unguarded. I wonder if is Aaron Gordon still up there enough from that 10-3 game to qualify here?
Strike 1.
Damn it. I'll say Jokic.
Strike 2.
Oh no! Do we need to move off Denver? This is not good.
I will say, one of the Nuggets is in their starting lineup. The other Nugget is when everyone's healthy is not a starter.
All right. Well, then I better say Jamal Murray.
That is correct, and he is, by measure, the most accurate wide open 3-point shooter in the NBA.
Okay. That's the tricky thing is it can't just be I got to think wide open. All right. So that was Denver. What's the next team?
You don't want to try and guess the second name on Denver?
He's not a starter. No, I don't feel confident. I don't want to burn my third strike. Give me the next team.
You have 1 from the Hawks, 1 from the Grizzlies, 1 from the Warriors, 1 from the Suns, and 1 from the Rockets.
Okay. Well, if it's not Steph on the Warriors, then this exercise is invalid.
2 of 7. Nice job.
Okay. The Hawks have a deeply obvious player, who I don't know what he's shooting this year specifically, but this is his whole deal. So I'll say, but there's another player on the Hawks that never misses corner threes, whose name is Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I'm not going to say him because I want to say Luke Kennard because that's his whole deal. And your face is telling me I should have gone the other way.
That is strike 3. Nickeil Alexander-Walker for the Hawks.
Yeah.
And then you had Tim Hardaway Jr. for the Nuggets. Cam Spencer from the Grizzlies. I thought you might have gotten that one.
Might have.
And Nickeil, by the way, was 3 as the third most accurate shooter.
I talked myself out of him. I shouldn't have done that.
Would you like to take a guess at who it is for the Rockets?
Wide open 3. Is it your guy? Is it Reed Shepherd that doesn't miss wide open 3s?
It is Reed Shepherd because Kevin Durant doesn't really take unguarded 3s.
Right.
I said Tim Hardaway Jr. was the second Nuggets player. Mm-hmm. Steph you got, and the final name would have been from the Suns. Did you want to take a guess?
Grayson Allen.
Colin Gillespie. But you did name. Look, you named an exciting white. So
right. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Pretty good.
You did really good on the bricklayers. I was impressed.
Better on misses than makes, it would appear.
We have more. I have more stat padding, but that's enough we'll save it. That's enough on the clip. You did. These were hard. I thought these 2 exercises were a little bit on the harder end. So good job.
The career highs are tough because I can't get anchored to anything. I should have done better. I should have. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, man. Never go against him. Never assume anyone's better. That was my mistake.
Are you ready to take us out of here?
Thanks everybody for listening, for watching. Hope you enjoyed another edition of Stat Padding. Let us know what you think of the AI trades. Are we in? Are we out? Do we like those? Because I would do those all day.
Honestly, if I was the Knicks, I would seriously consider doing that Mikal Bridges one rather than the Mikal Bridges one that they actually did.
I just think it would be great. What was the Julius Randle one?
Oh, that was Austin Reeves
Right. Austin Reeves
for Julius. Austin Reeves and 2 first-round picks for Julius Randle. Gabe
Really
Vincent was
good.
in there.
Pretty impressive. The Knicks pulled extra first rounders out of thin air that they could trade. Really good job by them. Good GMing. Leon Rose and co are doing it right. Rate, review, subscribe. Leave us your comments. Let us know. Come up. Please interact with ChatGPT and let us know. Also,
no, actually, I would just like to advocate: do not. We don't need the world to continue to burn down or be depleted of water and all that. This was,
but like, for
I felt bad doing
though.
Right. It was for important purposes, like proving that ChatGPT doesn't know ball. Yeah.
Don't use it to raise your children or anything like that, which people do. Which Sam Altman does, apparently. Good job by him.
Can't imagine raising children without it. Personally,
nope.
As someone who doesn't have kids, I might now have kids because ChatGPT can raise them for me.
It's a hands-off activity. It's pretty easy. All right, enough. Just again, I want to bow to the AI overlords that when they're in charge. This is all.
I'd like to be on the record as saying "fuck you."
I think you're great. Put Dan in the camps before me, and use his body as a battery. Leave me alone. I was in the whole time. Fully support. Shouts Frank Ntilikina. Apologies, Jared Allen.